surprised to let you out.
What do you mean?
You're the guy that tried to hack into the Pentagon, right?
No.
I guess that was some other guy, but anyways, we have... Do you carry this around with you all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, got some coffee, we got hat, a K-bar. Okay, let's see, we got this little bag of crap here. Got a photo, got a phone, got the spoon here, and then we got a bunch of flash drives.
That's not mine.
Not my problem.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
Today we're here to review the new science fiction film / Disney movie, Tomorrowland. So Alex, what were your expectations going into this?
Going into this movie, I definitely had high expectations. I thought that this movie would kind of help me revisit my childhood and the wonder that I had when I was younger. And I thought that it would be a little more of a futuristic, like, the world, everything is possible.
I agree. As soon as I saw that the director was Brad Bird, I was really excited. Brad Bird directed Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, The Incredibles, both that are awesome movies, so I was just expecting a really fun and energetic movie that had a unique twist with its wonder and this futuristic feel.
Definitely.
And in terms of the wonder and futuristic feel, I definitely felt like I got it from this movie. This movie does a great job of painting a world where anything is possible.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, before the review, this movie kind of had the Tomorrowland from Disney World kind of feel to it.
This movie is based off a theme park.
Yeah,
like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Except, did Pirates come first?
Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride came first and the movie came first.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's the thing. So, first, as we said, the visuals in this movie are absolutely outstanding for the most part.
Jonathan has some gripes.
A little bit. So, for example, the big scale and how polished the CG is very well done. I have no complaints about that. I felt that some of the robots in the movie, their designs were geared towards more children.
Yeah, I agree. Instead of looking real, like Edge of Tomorrow robots, they looked very fuzzy, cartoony, bubbly. They looked bubbly.
I was just like, that's okay. But for the most part, the special effects were great. Now, another thing that was great about this movie was the acting. I thought that all the performances were fantastic all around.
Definitely, especially from the young actress.
Yes, there's a young actress, I forgot what her name was, but she's 11 or 12, and she plays this very interesting role where she's very controlled throughout the entire time, and I was very impressed that someone her age could pull a performance off like that.
Yeah, and the role that she played, you'll see in the movie, had to be a little more mature than someone her age would expect. Can't tell you because there's spoilers, but she definitely played that role very well, and I was definitely impressed.
I was too. I also thought that the lead girl in this movie was very good.
Yeah.
She was kind of almost a symbolic character of just being rebellious and wanting to reach out of your comfort zone and finding this wonder and making that your true reality. And she did a very good job with that, but honestly, my favorite character in the movie was Frank, or George Clooney.
Yeah,
George Clooney was awesome. He had this nice attitude about him the entire time.
He definitely stole the screen every time that he was on it.
He kind of reminded me of, like, an old Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very well done. And even though this movie had a lot of great stuff going for it, I thought that it definitely had some problems.
Yes.
Most of it was in the final act of the movie. You see there's this really odd relationship between George Clooney and
the 12-year-old.
The 12-year-old, and you're like...
It's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
And on paper it's not that bad, but it's just a little awkward because...
It's like creepy.
Again, she's 12.
That was really weird. Also, this movie has a lot of heavy-handed messages that start getting banged in through the end about how adults are evil and they're very closed-minded.
Yeah, there's no creativity
Right.
or wonder or anything in adults.
And they were just shoving that down over and over again. We have to believe. We have to make sure this is happening. We don't know. This is the way it's gonna be.
It's almost, but not quite, as much of a diverge as Spy Kids was. I don't know if you guys have seen that. We watched it when we were younger.
Right. Also, the final issue, at least what I had with it, was that the movie really lost steam, I thought, also towards the final act. Because the movie had this building tension going on throughout.
Yeah.
There was a lot of great action scenes, and I thought that it was going to build up to some crazy thing that was going to happen at the end. And what really, was just...
And, like, the beginning scene, the very first scene, so it's not that much of a spoiler, there's the mention of a timer, and what is this timer?
Whoa.
All of a sudden, deflated.
Yeah, and basically, I wanted the movie to go off with a bang, and it kind of fizzled out like, that's all we gotta do to save the day.
Yeah.
No big action there. But I also want to give props. There are a few action scenes in this movie that are awesome.
Yes.
Especially one involving a comic book store, which I thought was the best fight scene.
There was great choreography in the fights too.
And Brad Bird's known for that, so I was expecting that. So Alex, overall, what would you give Tomorrowland?
I really definitely enjoyed Tomorrowland. I think that it brought me back to my childhood, my younger childhood, and I would give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Tomorrowland. About halfway through this movie, I thought, "Wow, if it keeps going as good as it has been going, then this might be my #1 movie of the year." I was really that into it.
Really?
And then when we finally passed that hour 10 mark, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
okay, it feels out.
That's how much of a drop it was.
And that really disappointed me. So I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 stars. That's still a pretty high score.
Yeah,
And the movie itself
definitely.
was very good, but this movie really had the potential to be
excellent.
Amazing. So, how'd you like the review? Did you love it? Make sure to let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. You can follow us on Twitter, and finally, if you want to buy some really cool, merchandise like this here that's strapping shirts, you can buy that on cafepress.com/stubmasters. Have an excellent day.